After Kong failed to chase the Titan from the Axis Mundi, Keiko admitted that she and Lee had once seen the tentacled Titan. From now on, this Titan is called Titan X. Shortly afterward, Kate's helicopter group returned to the Monarch ship. Unfortunately, a monster named Scarab secretly rode the helicopter and entered the ship. While the situation was still tense, Tim fulfilled the demand to replace Verdugo's duty as deputy director of Monarch. Tim was then informed that Titan X was moving toward the South China Sea at high speed, which was very dangerous because the area was a trade route. At Lee's insistence, Tim finally agreed to carry out the mission to chase Titan X. However, Tim warned that the mission could damage the ship's engine because it was forced to run at speeds beyond the safe limit. Meanwhile, Kate argued with Hiroshi and Kentaro. Although they managed to save Lee, they regretted the impact of the evacuation mission that ended up bringing Titan X into Earth. In fact, the facility attacked by Kong on Skull Island was owned by Apex Cybernetics and monitored by Monarch. At the same time, Scarab preyed on a ship crew member without anyone's knowledge. Afterward, Tim told Lee that the mission to chase Titan X had been approved by the Monarch director. On another occasion, Tim revealed that Lee would actually be arrested and interrogated, because he had once taken over a Monarch post without permission. However, handling Lee's case was postponed because Tim was still focused on the mission to chase Titan X. On the other hand, Kate poured out her heart while talking with May. It turned out that Kate now felt guilty because her good intention to save Lee had caused Titan X to enter Earth and endanger humanity. This was the reason Kong immediately destroyed the portal, machined to prevent Titans and other dangerous monsters from entering Earth. As time went on, Titan X was detected moving toward the Strait of Malacca, which had long been a location for many ships to sail. Titan X's actions then triggered a debate between Tim and the others. On one side, Tim wanted to stop the pursuit mission because he feared the ship's engine would be damaged and endanger everyone if it continued to be pushed beyond the safe limit. On the other side, Lee insisted that they continue chasing Titan X and try to divert its attention to protect civilian ships. In this situation, Keiko reminded Tim about the mechanic. Thus, Tim wanted to continue the pursuit mission. Now Hiroshi would modify a Monarch drone so it could become a lure for Titan X. At the same time, the drone modified by Hiroshi began chasing Titan X. Unfortunately, the lure signal for Titan X on the drone showed no signs of working properly. Yet this signal was needed to divert Titan X's attention so that it would cancel heading toward the Strait of Malacca. Time kept moving until Kate discovered traces of Scarab's silent attack that claimed victims. Soon after, Kate faced Scarab while she was alone. Eventually, Scarab was subdued by Kentaro's flare shot. Scarab then let out a loud sound that briefly affected the ship and reached Titan X's location. At the same time, Titan X suddenly turned around and moved toward the Monarch ship. It turned out Titan X changed course because it was targeting Scarab, whose sound had been heard by the Titan. A few minutes later, Kentaro reported the presence of Scarab that he had already subdued. To protect the Monarch ship, Lee recklessly carried Scarab out with his vessel and intended to save it. Lee also handed the monster over to Titan X. Then in this situation, the team's worries truly came true, as the ship's engine experienced trouble due to being forced to chase Titan X. Afterward, Lee managed to throw Scarab near Titan X. Shortly after, Lee faced huge waves triggered by Titan X's movement. While everyone was watching Scarab, after seeing this situation pessimistically, Lee survived the massive waves and hurried back to the ship. Meanwhile, in the past, Keiko's team studied cave reliefs depicting worship of a sea monster. It turned out the sea monster worshipped by the village was Titan X. Through his analysis, Bill believed there was a part of the relief showing Titan X's migration route. As a result, that part of the relief could be used as a map to track Titan X's movement, which villagers said had long disappeared. Bill eventually left with his ship to search for Titan X, while Keiko and Lee stayed in the village to look for other important clues. After that, Keiko and Lee continued studying the cave relief. During this activity, Keiko revealed that her husband, who was also Hiroshi's father, was a doctor during the war in Nagasaki. Keiko's husband eventually died of cancer. Soon after, a lady whose real name was Lucia invited her friend to meet Keiko's team. Lucia's friend then invited Keiko and Lee to witness the village festival, as they were considered good people. During the preparations, Lucia revealed that the festival was a kind of ritual worship of Titan X, so that villagers would always get abundant catches from the sea. Because all the villagers had hidden inside their homes and refused to help them. When the scarab swarm moved toward the sea, Titan X suddenly appeared and approached the village. As a result, Keiko and Lee had to struggle to avoid Titan X's deadly attack. And the series Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 Episode 2 finally ended. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the next epic story. See you in the next video.